Hello everybody, and just here and welcome back to Arifureta Season 2, Episode 5, if I'm not mistaken. Arifureta is one episode behind, so yes, it is indeed Arifureta Season 2, Episode 5. Uh, I don't know what to say really. It's very hard to make any predictions because we were in the labyrinth. We conquered the labyrinth. We escaped on a U-boat, and now we're in a fish people village. And we met a new member of the harem, I believe, and I hope because I really like her character. So we kind of closed off a certain chapter. What's gonna happen next? It's impossible to predict. We will probably head over towards the next labyrinth, wherever it might be. The demon general, if he's still alive, will probably still try to keep. Will still try to kill Hajime. There is, of course, the additional drama and mystery and whatnot at the royal palace, royal castle, or whatever it is, where the king and the king's aides seem to be mind controlled by someone. And also, the teacher now knows that they are on the side of the real bad guys in this whole conflict. So, what are Hajime's classmates are gonna do? I don't know. What is Hajime gonna do? He's probably gonna fight God. I mean, we've seen that happen in the very first moments of the very first episode. So it's inevitable one way or another. Now I got some clarification from the light novel. It seems like the last episode wasn't the best adaptation because it missed quite a bit of details. For example, I was wondering where that U-boat suddenly came from, since Hajime didn't have his ring and he summons those things with his ring. Apparently, he placed that U-boat there earlier, beforehand, before he gave away the ring, but it wasn't shown, it wasn't mentioned. You know, all that was needed was just a simple exchange, right? Someone asking, "Hey, Hajime-san, where did that come from?" "Oh, I had it prepared earlier." Simple. Simple. Just a couple sentences would have solved the whole issue, but apparently not. Apparently we didn't get them. So I hope that we're not gonna get into a bad adaptation territory as deep as season 1. I hope that season 2 will remain a better adaptation, regardless of all the issues. But it kind of makes me afraid that they might be reverting back to their old ways, and I would hate that to happen because Arifureta got a new chance. It got a second chance with the second season. Second season, quite frankly, in my honest opinion, had no right to happen. Season 1 was so bad that season 2 happening is truly a miracle, and I have no clue who decided to make it. But it gave Arifureta a second chance, and I would hate for them to waste that second chance by repeating the mistakes of the past. And I hope that's not gonna happen. But whether it's not gonna happen or not, we will only be able to tell if we actually watch this episode. So let's do just that, shall we? Let's give myself some sound and let's give you guys some subs and a new addition, timer. Someone on my Discord channel, a brand new Patreon actually. What's your name? I'm sorry, I forgot. Let me find it. Bamsy, however you pronounce it, asked for a timer to be added, so ask and you shall receive. If you were still wondering if you should join my Discord server or not, may that be the push that makes you join. if you have any, suggestions, propositions, throw them at me, and I will always see what can be done. Hopefully, this timer will help whoever needs it. So, yeah, tell me what you think of this edition, I guess, if you want. Right, I should have focus in the correct window. I do. And thus, Arifureta Season 2, Episode 5, version by Subs Please, is gonna be starting in 3, 2, 1, go. And the timer works. Nice. I set it up properly. No, leaving his wife and child behind. How sad. Now he's gonna have to make another child. And everybody on board is ready to help him with that task. And yeah, they are basically headed straight for the next labyrinth. Predictable, really. Okay, no more dry lips. This chapstick, by the way, I wanted to say by the way and by the by, and I fucked up both. uh, it's apparently absinthe aroma. Why? I don't know. It's nice, don't get me wrong, but why absinthe? Do they have like bourbon? Sherry? That'll be interesting. A bourbon chapstick. I'm willing to bet there's a market for that. A bit louder, please. Okay, the timer seems to be working fine. Yep, and it's synced up. Great. I had some trouble setting it up. It was crashing my OBS and whatnot, but finally got it set up correctly. And it seems to be working fine. Yeah, that's really not a long time. You're having a nice moment, and we can't have that. You're talking to one of your wives, you must talk to all of them. Them's the rules, Hajime. You charging it up with moonlight? He's charging it up with moonlight. How did you suddenly figure out that that's what you should do? Like, how? I could understand it if that medallion thing had like a moon engraved on it, or some riddle or something, but just decided to, what? Let's see if that does something. Super weird. Again, probably there is a whole justification of that in the light novel. There's probably like a whole chapter sacrificed to explaining how Hajime was agonizing over the answer to the riddle. He couldn't find the Melzin ruins, and he was fiddling with all the relics he found, and he stumbled upon some piece of paper with an explanation or something like that. But it's not in the adaptation. Also, this submarine is really looking good. It's CG, but it's a good looking CG. Of course, you have new weapons. Of course, he has more weapons. Why would he not have more weapons? And they're more powerful. I've seen episode 7 of Symphogear, like yesterday, and one of the characters also pulled out. Everybody up to this point was fighting with swords and lances and whatnot. She just pulled up quadruple miniguns and rocket launchers. That's basically the equivalent of that. And the battery is dead. Oh, so okay, there was a pocket of air. Okay, so it is just a single random stream of water? And it seems like Kaori feels kinda useless. Yeah, she feels like Hajime has all those powerful girls with him, and she's not all that powerful in comparison. I mean, yeah, that's undeniable. Because you're the biggest threat. Yeah, it's been a cakewalk so far. I'm willing to bet they're not in the Great Labyrinth proper yet. It's still just a cave. Never seen a slime? Is it gonna corrode their clothes? No, it's not that kind of slime. uh, I mean, can't let a good chance pass by. Melts magic. Excuse me, what? Destroy the core? Haven't you fought a slime before and it was all about destroying the core? Slime Girl? No, just a slime monster. I was hoping for a slime girl to join our harem, but apparently not. Alas. See, my shield is bigger than yours. Too easy, yeah? It's reforming. You splattered it into multiple puddles, and now it's gathering again and reforming because you need to destroy the core. Yep. Some slime construct controlled by someone else? Oh. Well, that's not good. Just start blasting the walls? What is that? A flamethrower. Hajime has a flamethrower now. Sure. Why not? He learned the naming from the Germans. Why not weaponsmithing as well? Is the water rising? Okay, they're just gonna run deeper. That's certainly a solution. Maybe you should have prepared some air bubbles first or something like that that would let you breathe underwater at least a moment. Didn't you make some rebreathers? Anything like that? I would assume that someone as prepared for everything as Hajime, when he's going to conquer an underwater labyrinth, he's gonna prepare some like diving gear. Because you're part of his harem. You're one of the wives. Hajime doesn't abandon his wives. Yeah. And the head wife also cares about the other wives. Ooh, CG grass. And he just cuts that grass with his gun. And not even like low to create a path for himself. No, he just cuts the tips of the grass blades in front of him. Man, fuck this grass, fuck this grass, fuck this grass. Pirate ghosts. Or hallucinations. Or whatever is happening right now. I'm assuming hallucinations or some sort of magic to make Hajime relieve the past. Yeah, your guns aren't working. You got dream bullets? You got dream bullets. No, he's certainly not alright. Oh, yes. Yes, you actually did. Also, it won't be the last one you kill. Yarr-Harr, Fiddle-Dee-Dee. No hesitation. Why? If she casts a bubble shield that encompasses them all, they all just vaporized. I mean, yeah, that would end the war, for sure. Oh, they're out. Or did we skip the part where they solved and escaped? Illusions. Or that. Sure. I mean, yeah, that checks out. Those were just illusions, Kaori. You're gonna be killing real people real soon. You better get used to it. Because she loves you, you baka. He's not. He is, apparently. Okay. And I made peace with the fact that I will have a harem. Ooh, that's harsh. That's harsh, but necessary. Uh, you're gonna get dragged into the dungeons. You're gonna get dragged into the dungeons. You should have told them about it much sooner. To drag you into the dungeons. You should have told them about it sooner. Okay, at least she can't be mind controlled. Who witnessed it? Oh, the princess! Yes, and please do it as fast as you can. Don't wait. Don't wait the same way the teacher waited. If she just, at the end of the last episode, if she just told about it at least one person, this wouldn't have happened. If you have relevant info that can change literally everything, keeping it in one place, keeping it to yourself until some later date is not the way to go. You share it as soon as possible with the first person you trust. I'm guessing there's gonna be an arc of having to rescue her as well. Either Hajime is gonna go after the ruins, and his classmates are gonna go save their teacher, and we're gonna have a little bit of a split storytelling kind of situation, or the princess or Hajime's classmates are gonna contact Hajime in search for help, and Hajime is gonna rescue his teacher, and she's gonna join the harem. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Someone important. I wager that the teacher is gonna join the harem sooner or later. I heard from someone that at this point in the light novel, there's like 8 girls in Hajime's harem. So, Yue, Tio, Kaori, Fish Milf, Teacher, that makes 5. 6, Miyu, does Miyu count? I don't know. And that leaves spots for like 2 more at least. Maybe the princess, and then someone else. That's gonna be fun. Okay. Uh, as usual, let's go through this episode again. Oh, why am I taking off my headphones? It's not the closing thoughts time, it's the discussion time. I shouldn't be taking off my headphones quite yet. Okay. Uh, okay, Hajime was fiddling with something. I'm assuming that this is when he was either upgrading the weapons of his U-boat, or this is when, where, and how he discovered that the medallion should be exposed to moonlight. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's 5. Oh, right, I forgot Shia. That's already 5 members of the harem. If Miyu counts, add the teacher for 6, add the fish milk for 7, that leaves 1 more spot. Probably the princess. That makes 8. If Miyu counts. If Miyu doesn't count, that leaves 1 more spot. Probably a demon girl of some sort. Yeah, I can see a demon girl joining our party. Memories from the Bottom of the Sea. Very literal title. Not gonna lie. They literally experience the memories of the sea. It's glowing with light. Yeah. It's solar powered, except not solar, but lunar. Lunar powered. Black-red magic power. They're being chased by fart clouds underwater. 5 pentagram symbols and 5 locations. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, so this is like what? The 4th labyrinth? Yeah. The Ruins of Melzin is the 4th one. Right? The first one was where Hajime fell into. The second one was the one with the little girl and her golem. Third one was the volcano. 4th one is Meluzin, and I'm assuming the 5th one is in the rabbit people territory, the one that they couldn't open before. Or is it like the 6th one, and they need yet another labyrinth, yet another proof of conquest to open the one in the rabbitmen territory? I forgot, I'll be honest with you. This is weird, honestly. I expected the magic that holds up the water to, to vanish the moment they got here in attempt to drown them. That kind of a trap, but no, it's just a stream of water that eventually just fizzles out and disappears. I'm pretty sure they didn't even need that shield. They could have just stepped to the left, and that would be the end of it. Feels really weird. Again, probably it is again an adaptation issue, and it was all much better in the original light novel. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Kaori, of course, feels useless. All those amazing, powerful people around her, and she herself is merely a healer and isn't all that useful because Hajime has the magic holy water that can heal anything, so why would he need a healer? Right? Her shields proved to be useful a couple of times, but Yue could have handled it. And this is a mixed berry tea. And I guess I got some on myself somehow. That's weird. I really thought we were gonna lean into the trope of the slime corroding their clothes and stripping them, basically, for some fan service, but no, we didn't go there. It burns their flesh instead. Kaori establishing dominance. Uh, this slime is probably the first enemy that Hajime wasn't able to defeat, and an enemy that Hajime wouldn't be able to defeat, no matter what, as he is right now. None of his weapons work, and none of his companions' magic works. Nothing works. If the monster itself is the mana crystal and the room itself is also the mana crystal, that would mean they have to destroy the entire cavern and the monster all at once. That calls for some WMD explosion, and Hajime uh, doesn't have any WMDs. Not yet, at least. He's yet to find some uranium deposits. But once he finds uranium deposits, war is over. Of course, he has a flamethrower, and he uses the pile driver to break the floor open. Again, this is really weird to me. Maybe it was mentioned in the light novel, but it wasn't mentioned here. Hajime, in preparation to conquer an underwater ruin, an underwater maze, made a whole ass U-boat with weapons that work underwater and all that jazz. And it's not just a traveling U-boat. It has showers, it has crew cabins, it has a kitchen. It's like a fully fledged home base, right? He made all that in preparation, but he didn't make like a simple rebreather. Just a bit of metal that goes into your mouth and a capsule full of compressed air. He didn't make anything like that. I'm not even talking whole entire scuba gear, but at least some emergency rebreathers. And none of them used magic to create any sort of oxygen bubble either. Like, see Yue. Yue is just hanging around, not doing anything. But she was shown in the volcano. She was shown to create a bubble that could go underneath flowing magma. She can't do something like that underwater? Doesn't sit well with me. They are washed ashore, and of course, Kaori is constantly filled with doubt, and she constantly feels inferior, not without a reason, mind you, but she does constantly feel inferior. Then again, she proved useful here with her shield. And here, by killing a person. Yeah, they just jumped off, and now they are no longer in the illusion. Between this and this, did we skip the part where Hajime was just going around the illusion killing everybody and eventually the illusion dispersed? Or did them jumping off disperse the illusion? What happened here? A very abrupt progression. In the last episode, there also was a moment of very abrupt progression, right? At the moment where they got into the labyrinth in the volcano, then it started flooding, they got out, they summoned the U-boat, they got into the U-boat, suddenly enemies, rockets, and everything was happening really quickly, in really abrupt, quick progression. And here, again, we have the same thing. We're inside of the illusion, we're outside of the illusion. Just like that. Recreation of war. Yeah, it's supposed to show people how evil the gods of the world were and why the Mavericks rose against them. And perhaps if you are conquering this labyrinth, you should consider rising against the gods as well. If by any chance you were sent here by the gods to, destroy the power that lies within, or to gather this power and use it in service of the gods, let us show you what atrocities were caused by those gods, so that you stand against them. That's a it's a great purpose for this labyrinth existing. Mm. Even if someone else became important to me, you will always be special. What Hajime is essentially saying, with Shia and with even if someone else became special to me, what he's saying is that Yue is always gonna be my head wife, but I'm not opposed to having more. That's at least how I understood it. How will Kaori take it? Probably badly. She's a very mopey character, I noticed. She likes to mope around, she likes to be depressed. Or maybe that was the slap in the cheek that she needed to wake up and start working on herself. Right? If Yue is so special to you, I'm gonna show you that I too can be special. I'm gonna surpass her in every single thing. I have to speak to everyone about something important. You should have spoken about it earlier, when you had the chance. Now we're gonna get knocked out and taken into the dungeon. Good fucking job. It's crazy how many issues in anime stem solely from the lack of communication. Tokyo 24Ku is probably the best example of that, or the worst example of that, depending how you look at it. Because Tokyo 24Ku is a show where every single issue could have been avoided or resolved if people just talked to each other. Literally every single issue. People die in episode 3. It could have been avoided if our protagonists talked. People die in episode 5. It could have been avoided if people talked. The bad guys are so far running, not even running, nobody is chasing them because there's no evidence that they are the bad guys. Guess what? Someone had that evidence but didn't talk. Tokyo, if you want a textbook example of issues stemming from people not talking, watch Tokyo 24Ku. I also have reactions to that on my channel, and I rant a lot when watching it. So if you enjoy that, check it out. It's gonna be somewhere in the cards and on my channel and all that. Here we have a similar example, except she actually wanted to communicate. She wanted to tell everybody about it, but she made the mistake of waiting. Why? So that it's more convenient? So that she doesn't have to repeat herself twice? I'm assuming that getting the secret out would be a little bit more important than your own, comfort. But apparently not. She waited and she got her comeuppance. Shouldn't have waited. Should have talked about it when you had the chance. Thankfully, the princess witnessed the solar plexus punch, and she will surely find someone to help. Surely. Surely the princess isn't gonna fuck anything up. No, I really hope, I honestly hope that. Sorry. I honestly hope that the next arc we're gonna see here, after the Melzin labyrinth, is gonna be us saving the teacher. Whether it's gonna be Hajime's classmates that will do that, or Hajime himself, that remains to be seen, but one way or another, it would be an interesting thing. Yeah. First kind of direct action against the god, against the church. right? Very, very direct. Because so far, Hajime has been working against the god by gathering the power of the Mavericks and all that, but he hasn't taken a direct stance. Rescuing the teacher would be that direct stance. I also wonder what will happen to Hajime's classmates. How are they gonna take it? Are they all gonna be carted off into a dungeon as well? Or is someone gonna try to brainwash them? That's also a possibility. The teacher wasn't brainwashed, apparently because of her status as a deity, somewhat, but maybe all of the heroes, all of the classmates are also not susceptible to that. I don't know. It remains to be seen. Maybe that one dude who's all sleazy and evil, and that incel guy, maybe he's gonna try to thwart their uh, trying to save the teacher somehow, sabotage the efforts from the inside. I have absolutely no clue. Have I been out of focus the whole time? I might have been out of focus the whole time. Holy hell. Terribly sorry if that was the case. Okay, I don't think there's anything more to talk about really, except that I hope the adaptation will be a little better from now on, because the first 3 episodes were seemingly a good adaptation. Episode 4 is went kinda downward. Episode 5, this episode, I have a feeling that it wasn't the best adaptation either. Especially that abrupt cut between the illusion and the real life. I wonder. I wonder how it was. If you read the light novel and you know what should have happened, and you know some details that were omitted, tell me about it in the comments. Why not? My comments are open. I didn't close them, so you're free to speak your mind. What did you think of this episode? Was it a good adaptation? Was it a bad adaptation? I don't know. I never read the manga or the light novel, so you tell me. What you thought of my reaction? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Was I too hard on this episode? Was I not hard enough? I don't know. What did you think of the timer thing? Did it help you? Did it not? Did it maybe bother you and I should get rid of it? I don't know. If you don't tell me, I won't know that, so tell me about it. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but also tell me why so I can improve. If I don't know what to improve, I can't improve. Now that I know that the timer is an improvement, I was able to improve my video with a timer. Communication! Again, we're going to the topic of communication. Communicate with me. I'm open, as is my Discord server, which you can join from the link in the description. And if you really like what I'm doing, you can support me on Patreon. Link is again down in the description. For just $1 a month. You get access to a role on my Discord server, and that role gives you access to a special channel. So if you don't want to broadcast your opinions far and wide, you can broadcast it only to fellow Patreons. And for $10 you get early access to my non-seasonal shows. This season it happens to be Symphogear. So if you like it, check it out. Episode 6 of Symphogear went up on YouTube yesterday, and also yesterday episode 7 went up on Patreon. I heard many people like episode 7, so maybe this will be a drive to make you subscribe. Who knows? We'll see. What else? Share this video. If you know someone who would enjoy it and you want them to watch it, share it. The more you spread the word, the more YouTube itself spreads the word. That's how it works. That's the algorithm. I can't really do anything about it. It is only you spreading the word that helps these videos spread further and further and further until I become a billionaire and abandon my current content and start making prank videos on TikTok. No, that will never happen. I like what I'm doing right now way too much to abandon it, so rest assured. I also don't think I will become a billionaire anytime soon, so we're safe in that regard. yeah, I think that's it. That's everything I needed to mention. Subscribe! I forgot to tell you to subscribe, and of course, without me telling you to subscribe, you won't subscribe, right? At least that's what I'm led to believe by listening to other YouTubers telling everybody to subscribe. So subscribe and click the bell icon so you get notified of my future releases, not only Arifureta Season 2, but also tomorrow I'll be releasing Sabikui Bisco. Yesterday was Symphogear, and before that I also released Those Frontline and Tokyo 24 Coup. So if you're interested in any of those series and want to be notified, playlists are gonna be in the cards, so click them and subscribe if you want to be notified, or join my Discord server because notifications of new videos are being sent there as well. Okay, that's really gonna be it from me for today. So as always, do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Cheers! And looks like my automated Patreon list fetching thing works, and we have a new Patreon and the timer here. For some reason I will have to fix that.